Welcome to the channel if you're new here. Please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss all smart retirement guide. Imagine you're about to retire at 62. You have worked hard for decades. You saved money. You want to enjoy life. You want to travel a bit, maybe help your children, maybe take care of your health. But now you ask a big question. How much can you safely withdraw from your savings each year so that your money lasts for the rest of your life? For many years, people used something called the 4% rule. This rule says that you can take out 4% of your total savings in your first year of retirement, and then every year after that, you increase that amount with inflation. So, if you had $1 million, or its equivalent, the rule says you could take out $40,000 in your first year. Next year, you take out a little more for inflation, and you keep doing that each year. This rule became very popular. Many people planned their retirement using it. Many teachers, financial planners, and bloggers talked about it. Many people in the FIRE movement, those who want to retire early, also used the rule to work out how much they needed to save. But here's the truth. The 4% rule is very old. It came from studies of market history that looked at long time frames, often 30 years. It was meant to give you a safe chance of not running out of money. But that safety came with a cost. You often had to spend less than you might want to. And here's another truth. Financial markets today are different from the past. Interest rates, inflation, life expectancy, and investment returns are all different now compared to the decades when the 4% rule was first designed. Many experts now say the 4% rule may be too simple or too rigid for people retiring today. So what if you retire at 62? That means your retirement could last 30, 35, or even 40 years. You might live well into your 80s or 90s. If you spend too much too early, your money might run out. That's why financial experts are talking about smarter strategies, ways that help you withdraw money in a more flexible, realistic way that fits your life and the ups and downs of the market. Today, I want to talk to you about one of those smarter alternatives and why it might be better for you at age 62 than the traditional 4% rule. Let's get into it. The first thing to understand is this. There's no perfect rule that works for everyone. The 4% rule was never meant to be a law. It was meant to be a simple guideline. But the real world is not always simple. Your life is unique. Your health may change. Markets go up and down. You might want to spend more some years and less in others. Because of this, many experts now say you should use dynamic withdrawal strategies. These strategies change how much you take out each year based on real conditions, like market performance, your needs, and how long you expect to live. One of those smarter alternatives is called the guardrail strategy. This comes from the work of financial advisors Jonathan Guyton and William Klinger. In this strategy, you start with a baseline withdrawal, maybe something like 4%, but you don't stick to it rigidly. Instead, each year you check how your investments did. If your investments did very well, you're allowed to increase your withdrawal a bit. If your investments did poorly, you decrease your withdrawal a bit. This keeps your money safer during bad years and gives you more in good years. It's like driving a car with cruise control, but the car adjusts its speed based on the road conditions. If the economy is good and your portfolio grows, you get a little more spending power. If the economy is bad and your portfolio shrinks, you tighten your belt and spend less. This method is smarter than the 4% rule because it responds to real life. You're not locked in to a fixed amount every year. You can enjoy life when your savings are healthy, and you protect your nest egg when times are tough. That flexibility can be especially helpful if you're retiring at 62. By retiring earlier, you have a much longer time horizon. You need your money to last a longer period. A fixed rule might not work well for that.
but a strategy that adapts to market conditions and your personal needs can help your savings last longer. Another alternative that experts talk about is called the variable percentage withdrawal strategy. This comes from a group known as the Bogleheads, who follow the investment principles of Jack Bogle, the founder of Vanguard. Instead of always taking the same percentage adjusted for inflation, this strategy looks at your age, your portfolio size, and your asset mix. Each year, you calculate a new percentage that you can safely withdraw based on these factors. This often leads to withdrawals that vary year to year, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. The logic is this: when you're younger in retirement, you might take out a bit less. When you're older and some guaranteed income like Social Security or pensions kick in, you may take out more from your investments. It's a more personalized strategy. That kind of strategy is especially useful for people retiring at 62 because your financial situation is changing from year to year. You're no longer saving for retirement. Now you're spending from savings. Your life and your needs are changing each year. A flexible strategy matches that reality. Another approach that experts talk about is called the required minimum distribution strategy, which is similar to how the IRS calculates the amount you must withdraw from retirement accounts after a certain age. This approach uses your age and expected lifespan to calculate how much you need to take out each year. It is not designed to be a spending strategy, but some financial planners use the same math to plan safe withdrawals. This method allows your withdrawals to naturally increase as you get older because the required percentage gets larger as your life expectancy decreases. If you're 62 and expect to live to 90 or beyond, this method adjusts gradually rather than forcing you to withdraw a fixed percentage every year no matter what. While this method may seem a bit technical, it does reflect a real truth. Your spending needs and your investment risks change as you age. A spending strategy that changes with you can be more efficient and more comfortable. Beyond just withdrawal strategies, there are other smart retirement planning ideas that you should consider. One of the most powerful is maximizing your guaranteed income. This means looking at things like Social Security and annuities. The 4% rule focuses only on your investment portfolio, but many retirees forget that they have other sources of income that are guaranteed for life. For example, Social Security provides monthly income that adjusts with inflation. It's backed by the government. If you can delay claiming it to age 70, your monthly benefit goes up significantly compared to claiming it at age 62. If you can cover your essential expenses like food, housing, utilities, and medicine with guaranteed income like Social Security and maybe a pension or annuity, then your investment withdrawals can be reserved for discretionary spending, travel, hobbies, gifts, and extras. This is a powerful idea. It separates your essential spending from your lifestyle spending. Retirees who do this often feel more secure because they know their basic needs are already covered. That means they can afford to take more risk with the rest of their money or even withdraw more when the market is good and cut back when it is not. And that's exactly what these smarter withdrawal strategies are designed to do: give you flexibility while protecting your long-term security. Another important idea is something many people don't think about enough. Your spending in retirement is not the same every year. Many people assume they will need the same exact amount every year, but life is not like that. In early retirement, you might travel more. You might spend more on fun and activities. In mid-retirement, your travel might slow down. In late retirement, you might spend more on health care. Retirement spending usually follows a smile shape. Because your spending changes over time, a withdrawal strategy that adjusts to your actual needs makes more sense than a fixed rule. If you know you'll spend a lot in the first few years, you might set aside more in a cash bucket to avoid selling investments during a stock market downturn. If you expect lower spending later, your withdrawal rate can adjust accordingly. This is not something the 4% rule deals with, but smarter approaches do. Let's talk now about why flexibility is so important. Imagine two retirees both turning 62. One follows the 4% rule rigidly. No matter what happens, they withdraw the same inflation-adjusted amount every year. The other uses a dynamic withdrawal strategy with guardrails. In year one, the market does poorly. Maybe there's a recession, stock prices fall, and your portfolio shrinks. The retiree following the 4% rule still takes out the same amount, but now the portfolio is smaller. That means more pressure on the savings to recover. The dynamic strategy retiree, on the other hand, notices the market drop and reduces withdrawals slightly. They live a little leaner that year, but their portfolio doesn't shrink as fast. It has more time to recover. Then, in year two, the market rebounds. The dynamic retiree